Welcome to Fake Gamer Bro. I am your fakest gamer bro, Jackie, aka Jax. Pronouns are they, them, and I'm here to talk about mobile games I love and love to hate. Today is our first episode, and despite initially having plans, like a whole list of episodes and kind of an order for all those episodes and just a general plan for what I was going to do with those, instead I have to talk about Magic Survival. Magic Survival is a game currently only on Google Play. I don't know if it's going to go onto iOS devices. Maybe. It is currently on version 0.788, so still unfinished, but it's basically a complete game as it is. You just know that there's more to it based on what you're playing. It is a hack and slash you can enjoy with one-hand control. It's listed as a casual game, and some people have described it as a roguelike, and I think I'm just at a point in my life where I don't understand what roguelike means. Sometimes I know, and then sometimes it feels like everything is being described as a roguelike, but maybe I'm just currently into a lot of roguelike games, and that's just how it is. For those of you who don't know what a roguelike is, it's when you die at the end of levels, and you lose all your progress and you lose all your items, and you just try to get better and better. You usually get something that helps you get farther the next time, but that's basically it. If you're dying a lot, like Hades recently came out, that's a roguelike, but usually there's an end to it, I think, and there's not really an end to this. There's just a time limit you reach, so I don't know if it's a roguelike. I'm so sorry. The description listed on here is, too many death magics have been abused for decades of wizard war. The spirit living in nature becomes a demon by remnants of the magics that pervaded it, and it devours all living creatures. Wipe out infected spirits coming from everywhere with various magics. So basically you are an experimental spirit thing that's killing all these other experimental spirit things, and you can get upgraded with different powers to do that. This is produced by the Korean company LeMay. I can't find any information out about this company. This is the only game they have listed. They have a website listed in their Google Play description, and it just goes to a blogspot page that just says LeMay at the top in Korean. It's got a picture of a cat, a very cute cat. Maybe that's important. I don't know. All cats are cute. And then, also in Korean, there are no posts to display. So, I'm not the only one who's been looking for information on this company, but after doing a bit of digging myself, I decided if they don't want to be found by the English-speaking community, whatever. Good for them. They still have a wonderful game. I'm looking forward to more updates to make it a complete game. But again, the gameplay is not what's incomplete. Okay, so I had to re-record this section because I am actually an idiot, and I was originally saying there are only 3 chapters released right now, which, to be fair, I did read somewhere online someone saying there were only 3 chapters. But either that was old, or we're just both dumb because we can't complete the sewers level, because the sewers level is fucking hard and you have to get to 10 minutes to unlock the next level. There are 2 more levels, so there's at least 5 levels in this. I think that's all there is right now. I don't know if there's going to be more. I cannot get past the sewage level, so I don't know if there's an ending to this game or if it's open to be made more, because I am the fake gamer bro, and I will not get good. So I'm still playing it. I'm still trying to get past. My latest time on the sewer level is 6 minutes 45 seconds, I think, somewhere around there, which is not 10 minutes. The friends I've introduced, my editor, has gotten farther than that, but I have not, so I can't say for sure what the other levels are like. I had to re-record this whole section because I'm bad at games, to the point I didn't know there actually were more levels. So hopefully the rest of this makes sense because I had to re-record. Thinking about the production updates really quick, it is very funny because I'm looking at the version history and just so many, like the last, like, what, like 7 version histories or something, all have the difficulty is lowered. So apparently, I don't know if this was like a really tough game to start out with, or we just all fucking suck at this game, but they do keep lowering the difficulty, and that is hilarious to me. Which is also good because, oh man, the third stage, so fucking hard. Today I got to 6 minutes survival, which, yes, let me clarify. So it is a, like it says, magic survival. It is a survival game. So there's no dungeon to complete in this. Like I kind of tend to think with roguelikes, there's no way to complete it. You are just on this level and like running away from the corrupted spirits, and it's basically how long you can last, which I think is what makes it so addicting, because there's so many things to unlock. You have so many skills you can have. There are treasure chests that have various items, and there are classes you unlock. There's also different characters you can use that, or you can unlock, that have different powers. So really, there's just a lot to unlock. You have things you can research that will go through all of your games and help you out, like, the standard stuff like vitality, like your max HP is raised. There's one meditation, which is really like neat if you can use it right, where you recover HP when you're not moving, which is very hard in this game. You always have to be moving. Like, yes, technically you can stand still, but these things swarm you pretty quickly, especially the longer you go on, especially in the third stage. Let me tell you, that took so long. So yeah, it's super addicting because you're constantly like, okay, let's see if I can get farther this time. Let's see if I can get farther next time. And you'll unlock new classes and say, okay, well, now that I have this class, can I get farther with this class? Or it's really neat. There's also, so each of the classes have like a mastery. I don't know what the mastery does. I think the most mastery I have on anything is 13%. I just keep jumping around to different classes to have gotten too far in any of them. I think that might be my only one. I have like one other that's at 10%, and everything else is lower than that. But because there's just so much variety. Like, okay, the Bard class, that one increases your vitality and your HP recovery. You have an Elementalist, which improves 2 of your skills, Incineration and Frost Nova. You have Scholar, which, so when you level up, you get 3 options to choose from, and sometimes there's a special 4th option that's like really individual and they don't show up that much, and they're usually like more powerful. But the Scholar, it gives you 4 options all the time, so that's helpful. And basically there's so many different combinations, like maybe you want your class to be defensive and then you go active with all the abilities you get in game. I guess it's kind of like other RPGs, is mixing up whether you go full defense or full offense, or a mix. But on top of it being a really just addictive game of you trying to like make it longer than you did the last time, the aesthetic is also like, it's very simple and very sketchy, and that really works for it because the whole thing gives you like, it feels like post-apocalyptic. Like in the description, it mentioned there being decades of wizard war, and it really makes you feel that, which is one thing I have to say against it. Okay, so there's ads in this game, but they're not that bad. I guess it depends, because you get an ad after you die in a level, which if you're dying every minute, then you're getting an ad every minute. But if you manage to like last longer, like 5, 10, 15 minutes, like you're only getting ads that long. You also have the option to use an ad to revive once, but it's entirely optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to revive. I ended up buying. I forget how much it was. It was like $3 or something to remove the ads because like they just kept pulling me out of the environment, like there's this vibe of like it's dark and corruption and magic and a post apocalypse or like whatever decades of war, and then suddenly AFK arena. So yeah, I bought the ads. I do have one thing I don't like about that is that means you automatically revive now, which I got used to very quickly. Previously I wasn't reviving. I was not watching an ad to revive, and I was just like, okay, that's my run, that's my run. But now I auto revive, and I've gotten used to it really quick. But I know there are some people out there who would not want to revive, and I am hoping that they eventually add in an option to turn off the auto revive, like to have it ask you or to just turn it off completely or something like that, just because I know based on my experience being in gamer circles, sort of, that some people aren't going to want that auto revive. But that's really the only bone I have to pick with it. Like, everything else is really good. Some people are saying that the translation's bad, like it's really obviously translated. There are a few things that are kind of questionable, but I think part of that is just like you're on a new mobile game and you're learning what these terms mean rather than specifically a bad translation. There might be one or two things that there could have been a better translation, but considering you're dealing with these like magical terms of an alternate like world, I think it does a pretty good job. There is one typo that I've noticed, and I've only noticed it really because it's something that it can come up repeatedly. It's an ending screen that you can get. I think that's where it's from, and it's not so bad. You still know what it's saying. It's just like yeah, it's the word improvement and the R and the O switched around. But again, that's something that can be like fixed really quick with an update if it gets pointed out. Point being, just because it's originally in Korean and you can transfer between Korean and English does not mean that the translation's that bad. Like, again, a lot of the things that I saw that people were having a hard time understanding to me was just like, I am learning a new game system and I have to figure out what this is. And a lot of it is figuring it out while you're doing it, which I think is neat. Like, there are so you can level up your skills, and you can level up to 6 levels, I think, for all of them, or at least like the ones that do damage, or the really like, because there's like the passive skills like vitality that are just like cool, you keep leveling them up. And then there are like shield and fireball and electric zone and stuff like that you level up, and at level 3 you get to pick an extra effect, and at level 6 you get to pick another extra effect, and then you can't level it up anymore. If you get multiple skills up to level 6, there is a possibility you'll be able to combine them. I have not lasted long enough in these games or focused enough on certain abilities to get that more than like twice, and it was something that I didn't like. I didn't like the combination that it made at the end, so I didn't use it. So I don't know what all combinations are out there. And as far as I can tell, or at least last time I looked like a week ago, there wasn't a English wiki for this. Someone did have it listed, like there's a Word document out there or an Excel spreadsheet or something that has them all listed. If you go onto the Reddit, there's a Reddit specifically for this. So you can go on there and check it out, and they'll have more information. But this was one that I kind of wanted to learn some myself and get a bit surprised on, so I didn't dig too deep in that. But there's definitely resources out there if you want. It just does take a little digging, which both surprises and doesn't surprise me, I guess, because it is a Korean game originally, and it seems like the developer has no interest in interacting with the English fandom. Or community. Do you call it a fandom for a mobile game when it's like this? I guess it's a fandom. Listen, I'm in fandom Twitter. Everything's a fandom now. Yes, feel sorry for me. I'm in fandom Twitter. But anyway, so it launched January 26, 2020. So it hasn't actually been out for a terribly long time. Anyway, Magic Survival. It is very charm. I keep wanting to call it cute. I guess you could call it cute. I'm calling everything cute. But it's not like what you would traditionally see as cute. It's like horror cute. Post-apocalyptic cute. You know? You'll know. Look it up. Magic Survival. Oh, so I still have some time left, and I've said about everything I want to say about Magic Survival, or at least, like, I don't want to sit here and go through every skill you have, or every ability, or, like, all the combinations you can get. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not good at tips and tricks. Tactics aren't my thing. I just try shit and see if it works. The Reddit page is where you'll want to go for that. Or the subreddit. Whatever. You know, what you call things these days. So anyway, Magic Survival, great game. Free if you don't mind an ad after each death, which, as long as you're not dying every minute, it's really not bad. Definitely worth a download, especially since it is still being updated. Go play Magic Survival. It's fucking great. And then I guess tell me if you think it's a roguelike, because I don't know, and I do not care enough to try to figure it out. But if you want to figure it out, tell me. So, another game that I'm playing right now that's addictive, and it's almost against my will, is called Simplest RPG. It is an idle game-ish. It's like, okay, so you go in and you have your basic Western RPG stats, right? You got strength, stamina, dexterity, intelligence. Those are the ones that you can directly increase or decrease. Strength slightly increases your health and increases your melee attack. Stamina greatly increases your health and increases your defense. Dexterity increases your ranged attack, your luck, and your critical damage by a very small amount. And your intelligence increases your magical attack. Now, for those more familiar with statistics, stats? Statistics. Anyway, with this sort of thing, you might notice a problem with what I said. And that is, intelligence is useless if you are not using a magic weapon. And to be clear, sword and shield go off of strength and stamina. The bow goes off of dexterity and stamina. The wand goes off of, I think, just intelligence, maybe intelligence and stamina. So basically, intelligence is useless unless you... It's a whole big thing that I went into the Discord to get more clarification on, and then I hopped out of the Discord because it's not my scene. It's a very active community, and it's not my thing. But I did get that information from it, and it's very much like, for your first 400 levels, use the sword and shield because everything else is useless up until that point. Like, there's no point to do anything else. And the balancing is so bad if that's the case. Like, if you have a game where for 400 levels, there is only one combination that is good at all, that's a bad game. And yet, I'm still playing it. I'm on level 213 at the time of recording, and I'm using a bow because I'm a dexterity bitch. Fuck you. Anyway, so the basics is you fight monsters, you can fight in the arena, you can fight in the ruins. The thing is the monsters, like, again, it's a balancing thing. Especially the higher levels you get, you're not getting that much experience or money per monster that you have to sit there and grind monsters. And if this were like an idle game as we know it today, especially for a mobile app where you do a thing and then you can close the app and move on, and then, like, depending on the app, like, it will, for 30 minutes or 4 hours or 4 days or whatever the individual mobile game is, like, it will do that action repeatedly, and you come back and you reap the rewards from the numbers going up while you weren't there. But in this game, if you're fighting monsters, you have to have the app open to do it. So you have to grind with the app open. There are things that do go on in the background while you're not in the app. Like there's the ruins that you can go to. And it's a timed thing. You spend 250 energy, you go to the ruins. It starts off only taking a couple of minutes. Each time you do it, the time increases. I think I'm at like 15 minutes or something by now. You can only do it twice a day unless you pay gems, which gems are honestly pretty easy to get in this game, but if you're spending it on ruins every day, it's going to get depleted pretty quickly. And then you can fight bosses, which they come around like every. So they come around, and like there's a 2 hour timer between defeating a boss and the new boss, 2 or 3 hour timer. And everyone goes and fights that boss, and it slowly depletes its health over time based on everyone fucking attacking it. And even if you don't beat it, because it's very unlikely you personally will, once the boss is defeated, you get rewards for it. But that's not like you go and fight the boss for like an hour. It's you fight the boss, you die, you have to revive yourself, like get your health back up, and that's it. Or you can like keep throwing yourself at the boss, I guess. And then there's training that it kind of like the ruins. It starts off, you go in there. It only takes a few minutes at first, and then as you do it more and more, it takes longer and longer. And you can train and fight the boss and do the ruins and whatever. Oh, I should note the ruins. You can't fight monsters, and you can't fight the boss while you're in the ruins, but you can do that while you're training. So those are the only things that you can do while the app is not open. There's also the arena, which, like the monsters, the app has to be open for you to grind through the arena. And the arena, again, is a bad balancing issue because because they have a thing where you can automatically like refill your health for money, but like for the arena, you'd have to have it refilling your health once it like depletes below like 80% or something, or else like it's gonna knock you out. And anyway, the arena, you just lose money more than anything. And right now, it's you don't even get trophies or anything yet. Season 1 is coming, apparently. I Okay, I haven't researched this like I researched Magic Survival because I don't care as much about this game. I am just playing it against my will. It did recently get the contest. Just today, I got the notification that the contest is going to be happening soon. By the time you hear this, it'll be over because it's an Easter contest. I don't know. They have more stuff that they're improving and adding, which to me is like they're adding new features, which feels like it's becoming a less and less simple RPG. Like it's called the simplest RPG, and it's not simple at all. And I feel like it was advertised to me as an idle game, but if I have to have the app open for it to do its thing, that's not an idle game. I mean, I guess it technically is. It's like an old browser game where you had to have it on your browser in front of you, or else it wouldn't do its thing. But we've evolved past that, especially for mobile games. But I'm still playing for some reason. I don't know. I keep saying I'm going to stop because, like, other idle games I feel give you more incentive to keep gaining levels. Like, there's cool, like, they dangle cool things in front of you that you'll get to do when you're certain levels, and I don't have that in this game. Why am I still playing this game? Tell me. I might stop now that I'm done reviewing these games, and actually I have a folder that's just new apps, so games I've downloaded and I haven't played yet. So I have those to play, and then I have to replay games so I can talk about them in future episodes. So maybe I will stop coming back to simplest RPG. But I probably won't be soon because the event is starting the 29th. So obviously I have to do the event, right? I have to do the event, at least. I mean, right? Point being, download Magic Survival if you like hack and slash where you have to like use your thumb as the joystick. It's very fun and addicting. And if you want to be addicted to something that isn't actually all that good, or if you like Discord servers that have a lot of people in it that remind you of Reddit, then do that. You can do simplest RPG. And maybe one day they'll fix the balancing, because the balancing is so bad. Maybe one day they'll make it where I can close the app while I'm fighting so I can grind and actually gain levels and money. It's so bad. It's so bad. but I'm playing, and it's not the worst mobile game I played. Like, there's no ads. Hey, there's no ads. There's no ads. So that's great. There's no ads. Honestly, that, like, ranks it above so many other games just because there's no ads. You can buy premium currency that you absolutely don't need to buy. And there's no ads. Not even optional ads, I think. Huh. Anyway, so thank you for joining me for my first episode. These episodes will be coming out every 2 weeks. Thank you for listening to Fake Gamer Bro. I have been your fakest gamer bro. The intro and outro music is by the wonderful Domino Thief on SoundCloud. Follow me on Twitter at Fake Gamer Bro. If you'd like to support the show, you can join the Patreon for as little as $1 a month and get episodes a day early. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/JaxYaks. That's JaxYaks.